No, please.
Yes, Mr. Jha.
In this
Mr.
case,
Sanjeev Kumar, you're for the university.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Which university?
Bhimrao Medical University.
Hmm?
Bhimrao Medical University.
Bravo. Yeah. Yes.
in this case,
Have I heard this matter in time?
yes, yes.
What
Yes,
is it
Lord.
all about?
Notice हुआ था हुजूर respondent number 8 or 9 को.
Are they here?
Respondent number 9 has appeared.
Who is
My
8?
My friend is here, my lord. My friend is here, my lord.
You appear for respond number 9. You are one of the appointees, right? And who is number 8?
8 has not appeared, my lord.
All right.
No, the reason being for not his appearance, Your Lordship, because they. बोलिए बोलिए.
हाँ बोलिए 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 बोलिए.
They have mentioned that he's from this Bravo University, but he's not from this university. Actually, he has not joined this university.
No. What is the service report?
Because he has asked for the details. Your
Appellant
Lordship
has
has
filed
asked
requisites for
providing
notices on
details.
respondent number 8. Just to see. Service report of notice upon respondent 8 received. Clerk of the college. It has been received?
No, Lordship, he did not join our university, Your Lordship. That
He is
is
no longer. So therefore, he is not a necessary party today. Yes.
Lord, in this case, the issue is in relation to non-submission of creamy layer certificate in the name of my father. I had shown, my lords, the state government notification which suggests page number 86 of the writ petition.
Yes.
It is Form 10.
Yes.
प्रमाण पत्र संख्या स्वयंसो दिनांक स्वयंसो प्रमाणित किया जाता है कि श्री श्रीमती सुश्री पिता पति श्री. As per this form, the criminal certificate can be issued in the name of father or the husband.
That argument is nothing, Mr. Jha. You know the law. Now, do you need to argue this before this court that exclusionary requirement of a certificate that you do not belong to the creamy layer and therefore you do not form part of that category of persons who could be given reservation, you need to give a certificate drawn up in the name of the father and not of the husband, because you might get married to a person who is not in the creamy layer, but if your daughter or son of somebody who is excluded, then perhaps you remain excluded for all times to come. And therefore the requirement of the non-creamy certificate in the name of the father. You know the law. You are aware of the old laws also and the new law.
Milords, the day I was interviewed, I had tendered my criminal certificate in the name of my husband.
That's
They did not object to
invalid.
that.
That's invalid, sir.
Milords, they did not object to that. They did not object to that.
No, Mr. Jha,
Milord.
you have to raise arguments which will be acceptable to the court.
Milord.
Now, I find, if I remember correctly,
Yes.
from the arguments advanced by you on the last occasion,
My lord,
2 days were given for rectification of such anomaly.
after my interview,
So how does it make a difference? Where did you do that?
I did after the result was published. No sooner I learned that my name has been, Milords, may kindly turn to page number
Where is your creamy layer certificate in the name of your father? Show us.
My lord. That is Annexure 7. That is Annexure 7, Lords, at page number 39.
Of the writ petition.
My lord.
Of the writ petition.
Yes, my lord.
Page number 79. What's the page number?
Page number is, Lord, 39.
39.
BPSC-7. All right, Mr. BPSC. Now, Ms. Sudha Kumari cannot have this appointment as a matter of right. She cannot, because the relevant certificate was not given and therefore the roster was not prepared and therefore she has lost her chance. Now, in the fact scenario, when respondent number 8 has not appeared on the sole ground that she has not joined the employment of the university, can the candidature of the petitioner be considered? Because fact of the matter, just a minute, because the fact of the matter is that she is daughter of a father who does not fall in creamy layer. Now there could be some problem here and there, some confusion in the mind, but as it is, her father is not a member of the creamy layer and therefore she is entitled to reservation. Now we are only asking you that in this, we are not saddling this upon you. We are not forcing you. We don't find fault with your decision making. Because she could not produce the relevant certificate of non-creamy layer reservation, non-creamy layer entitlement in the name of her father, which is the only requisite certificate for taking advantage of the reservation policy. But fact of the matter is that she hails from that category, non-creamy layer. Whether you can consider. But BPSC is not here.
My Lord, so far accepting his submissions, or she has not submitted that certificate. The council for the,
therefore I look
that
for
is
it.
OBC certificate issued for the services for Government of India. That is the NXF 7. Kindly have a look, my Lord. That is not of for Bihar government services, my Lord. OBC certificate for appointment to the post under the Government
That's
of
right.
India.
But the last of the endorsement says that this is also to certify that she does not belong to the select creamy layer mentioned in column 3 of the schedule to the
My Lord,
government. This will not suffice.
No.
Why?
No, my Lord. Since
We just want to know from you.
since there is a pro forma with respect to the persons seeking appointment in the Bihar government.
What is that pro forma?
My Lord, that is there, my Lord. Just.
Where is that?
Yes, my Lord.
Or perhaps Mr. Jha
Yes.
had shown some format. Page
Yes,
72,
yes.
is that the one? No.
Yes, my Lord. My Lord, that is that has been annexed with the interlocutory application of the petitioner, my Lord.
You come to page 67. This is Bihar Gazette.
67.
The notification has been addressed to all relevant persons.
Hi.
Now come to clause 8 at page 68. Are you there?
67.
Are you there?
No, my Lord.
मेरी आवाज बाहर जाती है?
67. Yes, my Lord. That is 2011.
Now come to this clause 8, OBC creamy layer रहित प्रमाण पत्र.
Yes.
Now what does it say? प्रमाण पत्र बार बार निर्गत नहीं किए जाएंगे.
Yes.
पूर्व निर्गत क्रीमी लेयर
Yes.
रहित प्रमाण पत्र के साथ भारत सरकार कार्मिक लोक शिकायत एवं पेंशन मंत्रालय नई दिल्ली के कार्यालय स्वयंसो, जिसे सामान्य प्रशासन विभाग के परिपत्र संख्या स्वयंसो द्वारा परिचालित किया गया है, के आलोक में क्रीमी लेयर में नहीं होने संबंधी शपथ पत्र फॉर्म स्वयंसो में दाखिल किया जाएगा, जो मान्य होगा.
Yes.
राइट?
Yes.
तो इन्होंने नहीं किया है. दैट पोजीशन ही कैनॉट रन अवे फ्रॉम. She cannot run away.
Yes, yes, that is it.
Now, but can you deny this fact
No,
that she
we-
does not belong to creamy layer.
Millard, this is, since we are categorical in our terms of the advertisement.
We would not have
and
asked,
it-
Mr. Pandey, we would not have asked you this question. But for the fact that in the same category, in the reserved category, women category, one of the appointed selected candidate did not join and therefore the post is vacant.
we don't have any knowledge, my lord, unless and until a requisition is sent by the government.
So
we
therefore
can't-
you're
Yes.
right. Your response is that you acted on the requisition of the
Yes,
department.
yes,
Let us hear from the university.
yes.
Yes, Mr.
University has to give requisition to the state government and thereafter, yes.
No. That requisition for filling up the vacancy in general is something else.
Yes,
Whether in the same process,
Yes, yes.
because
Yeah,
all
whole
the
process.
two persons respond number 8 and 9. Now we would not ask the university of excluding them and taking her in. Now one of them has not joined, and both 8 and 9 have lesser marks than the petitioner, than the appellant. Now in that case, would you not be interested in considering the case of the petitioner, the appellant?
In that case, I need to take instruction from the university, Your Lordship, that what is the latest position, that whether the seat is.
Therefore, the court is just asking for this. We are not saying that Mr. Jha has a right which he can get vindicated by filing this petition. Now, on the date when it was required to be filed, on the extended date when it was required to be filed, no effort was made. Now, this confusion in the mind of the appellant is no ground. We know that. Now, because today you have said that number 8 did not join, therefore prima facie there is a vacancy available. And this is one of the alternative prayers. We are not finding fault with the single judge's order. We are not finding fault with the commission.
May I submit one thing here? One vacancy is already existing in addition to 8 and 9.
सर,
हुजूर केस नंबर 34 से देखा जाएगा ना, एक वैकेंसी है
तो क्या
पहले
करेंगे?
से,
बीपीएससी उसको फिर से कुछ कर सकती है क्या?
एक वैकेंसी पहले से ही
That is what I am asking, Mr. Why don't you understand?
Yes, yes,
If
I'm
you don't have a
understanding.
right to get vindicated, you have to depend on the decision making of the university. We will first find out.
Mal.
Yes.
I'll take instruction and I'll come back
I
on
think
Monday,
it
Your
will
Lordship.
be, see, the birth makes her a person entitled for reservation. There has been some confusion somewhere. This is not a gotten certificate. Now these objections BPSC may raise at any time because BPSC has got nothing to do. They have become functus officio now.
Yes.
But BPSC has prepared a list. Now you have not come out with any new notification. The list has not expired. Apart from the vacancy, which was left unfilled, two other appointees have not been taken in.
Lordship, I also need to examine that whether the subsequent vacancy has come after this or not,
You're right.
and whether the place
You're
seat
right.
is vacant or not.
You need not be apologetic about it. You're right.
Yes, Your
That's your right. You run the university. We have no business to interfere in the working of your university. As on date, Mr. Jha does not have a right to claim.
Yes.
But since
On
Mr.
the
Jha-
ground of equity,
Mr.
that can be.
Mr.
that
Jha
can be
represents a client whose candidature is better than 8 and 9, and by all set standards, she deserves reservation. The father is a non-creamy layer OBC.
That is there. I'll come back on Monday, Your Lordship, after.
We will record it. What else do you want to say, Mr. Jha?
And Lordship, I'll request that the same query may kindly be asked from the state also. They must
We
also
are
come
not
up.
concerned with the state now.
Yes. That
The
is
state
required.
is a formal party here.
No, my lord, that is required, my lord.
Why?
In my submission.
Why?
my lord. Since, my lord, they have to send a requisition to the state government. Unless and in number of cases, what has happened, my lord?
That's a fallacious argument, Mr. Pandey. For
My lord,
reasons.
I am making my submission.
let me answer
My
you.
lord may
me
reject my
answer.
submission, accept my submission. Yes.
Try and understand. You are
Yes.
debating,
Yes.
and the court also takes interest in debating with the council.
Yes.
Now we are not rejecting your suggestions.
Yes.
We are only asking you to think in the line in which the court is thinking.
Yes.
Now, listen to this. Now, so far as requisition is concerned,
Yes.
that would be necessary if there is an en bloc attempt at filling up the vacancy.
No.
No, we are not saying that.
No, for one or two vacancy also, a requisition is a must.
How do you say so?
Yes. This is the system. This is the since the nodal department is education department, my lord. Since the nodal department is education department, all the requisitions come from all the universities of the state of Bihar, whether there is a vacancy or not, and thereafter it is sent to the authorities,
Now,
to the selecting body.
therefore,
Now, at the moment, my lord,
unless the university sends the requisition to the state,
Yes.
the state doesn't perform. Right?
yes,
So they have to first take a decision.
Yes.
The state shall not be at loggerheads with the university normally, because the state has a business to ensure a good academic background, good academic environment.
what
So therefore-
I am submitting, I am
therefore-
only apprising, my lord.
All right, it could be simultaneous.
My lord, the subsequent
All right, we have followed.
advertisement has also been published by the University Service Commission, my lord.
उसका हम क्या करेंगे? University Service Commission is not looking after appointment of geology teachers.
So all teachers, all government
Then you're
teachers.
not the examination taking body.
Now our chapter has closed now, my lord.
You should have said that in the first. We would not have asked you to. We would have deleted your name from the array of the parties.
My lord, since my lord, this selection process relates to BPSC. My lord.
That's all right.
That-
So when you have nothing to do in the matter, why should I hear you?
Honey, we have become functus officio.
That's right.
The moment
For all
we have
times-
made our recommendation,
For
end
all
of the
times to
matter.
come, or only for this case?
Yeah, my
For
lord.
all times to come, or only for this case?
I have nothing to say about that.
Now, University Service Commission has been enlivened.
Yes, my lord. They are making appointments, my lord. They have been interested with the task of making
Is there a
appointment.
new? Is there a new notification?
Yes,
Is there-
yes, my lord.
In all new cases, they are implemented as a party respondent, Your Lordship.
New cases. My lord.
All new cases.
Yeah. Mr. Jha, you are in difficulty now.
No, my lord. In my humble submission now. For the reason that
Again. We are disposing of this petition with a direction which would be in the nature of a suggestion that you consider the case, find out if it is possible, and then if it is possible, give her an opportunity. We are not adjudicating this issue. I mean, after hearing from you.
Lordship, my prayer would be that it may kindly come up on Monday, because once the order is passed, Your Lordship, then he will come into the objectivity and subjectivity of the decision taken by the university, that whether it has been taken in consonance with this and that, or therefore if the seat is vacant, I'll confirm it on a Monday whether it can be done or not. Then a suitable order may kindly be passed, Your Lordship.
All right, we see some force in your submission.
Obliged,
I heard
Your Lordship.
Mr. Purushottam.
may
That's the maximum, that's the biggest
जी,
concession
जी,
that the university lawyer has given to you.
उसके अलावा एक
Don't dilute it further, Mr. Jha.
उसके अलावा एक बात और कहना चाह रहे थे हुजूर, यदि हुजूर का अनुमति हो तो
बोलिए, अनुमति तो नहीं है, लेकिन आप you are
है,
forcing
हुजूर
it.
अनुमति नहीं है तब नहीं बोलेंगे, अनुमति होगी तब बोलेंगे।
बोलिए.
पेज नंबर 34 पर देखा जाएगा हुजूर, रिजल्ट फाइनल जब पब्लिश हुआ उसमें वैकेंसी मेरे कैटेगरी का एक ऑलरेडी है।
मुश्किल है भाई। आप इस बहस पर बड़ा इंसिस्ट कर रहे हैं, which is one of the weakest links in your case.
Then I am withdrawing myself.
For the reason that वो नहीं है, that thing is over. The moment we take the plea and accept the plea of the BPSC that after conducting the examination, ये कोई merit list बन के for all times to come नहीं है ना, तो फिर why are you insisting on that?
I'm
We
leaving
are
that.
pressing the principle of equity here.
Yes.
So therefore, don't raise that point. Equity begins only when the law and the rights end.
Yes.
ठीक है हुजूर।
You are forcing the court to go the other way. It's easier for the court to say that, look here, the whole thing has been done on the day when the matter was being considered. You did not have the requisite certificate. So far, so good. You lose your right. Finished.
उसके इस
We are not doing it. We are going a bit further only for the reason of equity, only for the reason of finding that you have some right to be considered. एक ही बात को 20 दफे कहिएगा, बड़ा मुश्किल है. लिखिए. Heard Mr. Purushottam Jha, learned advocate for the
कुमार may
appellant.
be added, my lord. In between Purushottam Jha, Kumar may be added.
Heard Mr. Purushottam Kumar Jha for the appellant. Mr. Sanjay Pandey for the Bihar Public Service Commission, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar for Bihar Bhim Rao Ambedkar Bihar University, and Mr. Surendra Mishra for the state.
For the state. No, for the newly added respondent.
For respondent number 9. आपको मैं disturb नहीं कर रहा हूँ. For respondent number 9. First up, the state is represented by Mr. Shekhar Tiwari. Next. The appellant
यदि अनुमति हो तो हुजूर एक बात हम भूल गए कहने के लिए, पेज नंबर 66, रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ
the appellant has challenged the order dated 6/8/2019 passed by the learned single judge in CWJC number 3082 of 2019, whereby the prayer made on behalf of the appellant for being inducted as an assistant professor in the Department of Geology has been rejected on the sole ground that on the relevant date, the appellant was not in possession of the requisite non-creamy layer certificate so as to entitle her for being granted reservation in job. It had so happened that the appellant had furnished a caste certificate in the name, caste certificate / OBC certificate in the name of her husband, which according to the appellant was a mistake of the office of the issuing authority, as the appellant had furnished the name of her father as well. Mr. Jha has assailed the aforesaid judgment on several counts, but primarily on the ground that a person takes birth in a caste and a class which cannot be diluted post marriage. Secondly, it has been urged that in the advertisement there was no requirement of furnishing such OBC, such non-creamy layer OBC certificate on particular dates. The two dates that were provided later by the BPSC for furnishing such certificate could not be utilized for the appellant for some reason which was beyond her control. Lastly, it has been submitted that in the appointment process, one post remained unfilled, and therefore the appellant would have legitimate expectation of being considered for being appointed as an associate professor, as an assistant professor in the discipline of geology in Brabu University, in Brabu, Bhim Rao Ambedkar, in Brabu. Additionally, it has been argued that respondent numbers 8 and 9 who were appointed in the process have lesser marks than the appellant. During the course of argument, it came to light that respondent number 8 has chosen not to join the service of the university, and therefore if that post has not yet been filled up, two posts under the same discipline are still vacant. In response to the aforesaid statement made by the appellant, by the counsel for the appellant, Mr. Sanjay Pandey, learned counsel appearing for the BPSC, has submitted that on the requisition of the state government, such selection process was initiated way back in the year 2014, which stands completed by now. The commission has become functus officio thereafter and can make no statement with respect to induction of the appellant in the service of the university after the selection process is over. He further submits that today the process of filling up the vacancy of assistant professors in the universities of Bihar is being done by the College Service Commission,
Bihar State University Service Commission.
Bihar State University Service Commission, which has not been impeded as a party respondent in the present appeal. Mr. Sanjeev Kumar, learned counsel for Brabu, however, has taken a fair stand and has submitted that he would take instructions from the university administration whether posts are still vacant and whether the university contemplates of filling those posts even on an ad hoc basis, and whether the university is ready to make such requisition to the state government for the state government in turn to ask the recruitment agency to inform the recruitment agency for the needful. Mr. Kumar has further assured this court that if the posts are, has further argued that if the posts are vacant and the university does not have any cavil in accepting the candidature of a person who is entitled to reservation and who has better marks than persons who are appointed as assistant professors. क्या लिखा है पढ़ो? Has further argued, assured नहीं? Has further argued. Cavil. हाँ. Come on, there would be no difficulty in accepting the proposition of the appellant who does not claim appointment as a matter of right but only on grounds of equity. This court has explored such possibility for the simple reason that the appellant has been able to demonstrate that he hails from a category who is entitled to reservation, except for furnishing the requisite certificate regarding non-creamy layer entitlement of the appellant, the candidature of the appellant was fit enough to be considered by the commission and the university. It has long been well settled and not in the realm of cadit question that the caste does not get diluted by any future event in the life of a person. There is nothing on record also to indicate that the husband of the appellant does not belong to a non-creamy layer OBC. On the contrary, the learned counsel for the appellant has drawn the attention of this court to a certificate issued by the relevant authority demonstrating that the appellant is a person of the backward class without is a person of backward class and hails from non-creamy layer category who is entitled for reservation. Under the aforesaid circumstances, we deem it appropriate to conclude the proceedings, to conclude the present proceedings by directing that on an application so made by the petitioner before the university, annexing a copy of this order within a period of 3 weeks, the university shall explore and find out whether the claim of the petitioner for being accommodated against the vacant seats in the respective department could be considered and if it be so, comma, the university shall take a decision to make necessary requisition to the state government for further sequel action. First off, it is made clear that the court has not, sorry, it is expected that the university shall not sit over the matter and shall take a decision with utmost promptitude, for it concerns the life of an aspirant who may be at the threshold of losing such opportunity because of the advancing age. It is further expected of the university that in case no such appointment process for filling up the vacancies have begun, comma, appropriate decision be taken so that nobody is put to disadvantage, and the academic environment in the university is also not made nugatory in the absence of teachers against the sanctioned vacant positions. It is the decision by the university shall be taken within a period of 6 weeks to be counted from the date of production of a copy of this order. If the decision of the university is in the affirmative, comma, necessary sequel action shall also be taken within a reasonable period of further 60 days. First up, with the aforesaid direction observation, the appeal stands dismissed.
Subsequent selection process has started. No recommendation of University Service Commission has been made.
We'll see, they'll take a decision. The decision taken by the university authorities shall be made known to the appellant forthwith.
एक ही हुजूर सब इनका सबमिशन लिखाया गया है कि इंटरव्यू के डेट तक नहीं देना था, ऐसा कुछ कहीं नहीं है। क्लॉज 9 में लिखा हुआ है कि
उनका बहस लिखा है,
इंटरव्यू, हाँ,
we have not relied on that statement. चलिए नेक्स्ट।
मिस्टर ज्ञान शंकर,
हुजूर के कंसिडरेशन में एक चीज हम लाना भूल गए थे, पेज नंबर 66 पर, उसके अलावा हुजूर
I have gone beyond the parameters of law in accommodating you. Further, what do you want?
I'm obliged for that, Lord. एक बात और दिखाना चाह रहे थे हुजूर कि हिंदू सवर्ण पिता और अनुसूचित जाति अनुसूचित जनजाति की माता से उत्पन्न संतान के लिए ये जाति निर्धारण के संबंध में सर्कुलर आया था सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट के लाइट में हुजूर।
मैंने ये कहीं डिस्प्यूट में है और हमने ये बात लिखा है, बल्कि हमने ये लिख दिया है कि इट कैन नॉट बी डाइल्यूटेड। आप चलिए, allow other persons to argue their cases. Yes.